Okay.
Yeah.
This way?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And the volume?
Volume here.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah.
We don't start. We start now.
Yeah, you know now. Let's start.
السلام عليكم، صباحكم الله بالخير. أولا نيابة عن تداول أشكر لكم حضوركم اليوم، ورحب بالسيد هنري فرنانديز رئيس مجلس إدارة ورئيس تنفيذي لشركة Msci. اليوم في مؤتمرنا الصحفي لإطلاق سوق المشتقات والشراكة الاستراتيجية لإدراج وإطلاق مؤشر تداول أو Msci تداول خلال الربع الرابع إن شاء الله من هذه السنة. يأتي إطلاق سوق المشتقات المالية كأحدى مبادرات تطوير القطاع المالي ضمن رؤية المملكة 2030، ويعكس التزامنا في تداول على تطوير فرص جديدة للمستثمرين وجهودنا لزيادة مشاركة المستثمرين المؤسساتيين في السوق المالية السعودية، كما يمثل خطوة طبيعية حان وقتها، وذلك بعد التطور الكبير الذي شهدته السوق، بما في ذلك إدراجها في المؤشرات العالمية هذه السنة Msci، FTSE Russell، SMB، وتوقيع يوم أمس اتفاقية الشراكة مع Msci لإطلاق مؤشر متداول. أهمية إطلاق سوق المشتقات خلال النصف الأول من العام 2019 لتداول هو بناية أو وضع حجر الأساس لطرح منتجات مالية جديدة للمستثمرين سواء المحليين والعالميين في السوق المالية السعودية، وكجزء من انطلاقة السوق السعودي للتنافس مع الأسواق العالمية سواء على مستوى الأدوات المالية المتداولة أو الشركات المدرجة في السوق السعودي. كما تعلمون تداول أعلنت يوم أمس توقيع اتفاقية الشراكة والتي تهم في تطوير مؤشر متداول جديد يمكن من خلاله تطوير منتجات استثمارية متنوعة مثل صناديق المؤشرات المتداولة والمشتقات المالية، وتمهيد الطريق أمام صناديق المؤشرات المتداولة ومنتجات أخرى. المنتجات أو المؤشر الجديد يتيح لنا ربط سوق المشتقات المزعم إطلاقه إن شاء الله في النصف الأول من 2019 بهذا المؤشر التي يمثل أول منتج للمشتقات في السوق السعودي. كما أعلنا في تداول عن خططنا لهذه تعتبر المرحلة الأولى من إطلاق المشتقات، سيليح إن شاء الله إطلاق عدة منتجات للمشتقات سواء لعقود الخيارات أو عقود المؤشرات المتداولة الآجلة لأسهم معينة في السوق السعودية، إضافة إلى عقود المؤشرات المتداولة الآجلة. يعني سادة الحضور، حققنا الكثير من محطات النجاح في السوق المالية السعودية من أجل تمكين السوق وتفعيل دورها كمصدر للسيولة ومركز للاستثمار إقليميا وعالميا، ونطمح إلى تحقيق المزيد وإطلاق المنتجات والخدمات المتطورة وتوسيع نطاق الفرص أمام المستثمرين ضمن أكبر اقتصاد وأضخم سوق مالية في المنطقة. شكرا لكم، والآن أدعو السيد هنري فرنانديز لإلقاء كلمته فليتفضل.
So good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. And the big news today is the expansion and the deepening of the capital markets of Saudi Arabia, in which we pay a great deal of attention and notice, because the function of Msci is to help our clients, institutional investors from around the world, have exposure to as many opportunities as possible. And we also work closely with countries to open up their markets, expand their financial markets, and therefore develop their economies. So this is all in keeping with what we view as the vision of the kingdom in the expansion and development of the capital markets. As you have seen in the past, you have had a rapid expansion of the bond market, now the equity markets, and obviously the announcement today with Khalid is the expansion of the derivatives market. So in order to support that, Msci has been working closely with Tadawul for the creation of indices to be able to achieve that goal. And each one of us could have independently create indices for our respective functions in the world. But we thought it would be important to join forces, establish this partnership in a highly complementary way, because the role of Msci is to the institutional investment community around the world, and the role of Tadawul is a trading platform to be able to offer products to all the investors that would like to have exposure to the country. So we feel that this partnership is really a win-win in order to help the kingdom develop its capital markets. So we're very pleased with that. We are also very pleased to have seen the performance of the country in the last few months. When you look at the MSCI indices year to date, the performance of Saudi Arabia is up 20%, and the performance of all emerging markets is down almost 8%. So you could see that divergence, and particularly in a week like this week, where we're seeing relatively negative news from many emerging markets, including currencies and equity markets. Saudi Arabia is really a beacon of good performance in their markets, and therefore it should be able to be of significant attraction to emerging market equity investors around the world. So all of that is important to note because it is the context of what we see in the reforms in the kingdom, is in the context of the global capital markets that we come to all of you today to make the announcement of this partnership to help develop the country. So with that, I'll pause there for questions and answers.
Shukran, Mhandis Khalid. Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Now we open the floor for media questions. If you have any questions, please would you raise your hand. Gentleman over here in the middle, the third row. Mics. لو تفضلت الاسم ومن أي جهة وسؤالك المين.
Gazette newspaper. Well, first of all, thank you very much. And my question is, to what extent do you think like this market expansion will make a positive impact for the Saudi actually capital market in terms of performance, in terms of market development and these things? Thank you very much.
So it is proven in pretty much every market in the world that the capital is clearly what fuels economic growth, and therefore the development of a country's capital markets, similarly to the development of the banking market, will help attract capital to then provide it to the users of capital, the companies, to put to work in projects and the like. So we view that as a virtuous circle of success, that the more capital that comes and gets invested in companies and put to good use, the more those companies will perform better, and therefore the more the attraction of capital to come. Now, capital markets are not just about equities and bonds. Capital markets is also about derivatives and the hedging of risk, or the taking of risk, or the exposure through derivative products. And those derivative products could be listed futures, listed options, could be over-the-counter derivatives, could be structured products, and the like. Increasingly in the world today, we are seeing more and more that those exposures are being done through indices, whether it's an exchange-traded fund, or an index mutual fund, or a swap, to have an exposure to a country. So therefore, we believe that this partnership with the creation of this index, coupled with the development of the listed derivative market, will be of significant attraction to all investors, not just international investors, but even more importantly, domestic investors. So all of that helps feed the ecosystem of the capital markets in a way that develops not only the economy, but also the continued development of the market itself.
The gentleman next.
Thank you for this opportunity. I'm Fatah Rahman from Al-Sharq Al-Awsat newspaper. According to this step, to what extent, Mr. Fernandez, you see the future of
I'm sorry, I cannot hear
ترفع
you.
صوتك شوي بس.
to what extent you see the future of foreign investments to be attractive to the Saudi market? The attraction of foreign investments.
How attractive? To what extent the Saudi market would be attractive to foreign investors?
So, if you were to look at today, in the context of not only all markets but equity markets in emerging countries, Saudi Arabia is looking very attractive because it is a fairly stable economy with a significant endowment of natural resources in the form of oil that is highly needed in the world, with a currency that is pegged to the dollar, right? With a very significant engine of growth internally by all the policies of the current administration. So, so you see a country that is very stable economically for all the reasons that I mentioned, that is on a path to growth, to investments, is the largest country in the GCC, is clearly one of the largest countries economically in the whole Middle East, and therefore investors will be fairly attractive to the country because of those reasons, but also because of diversification. If you look at the emerging market index, 70+% of it is in Asia, 20+% or so is in Latin America, and the balance is spread in various places. So investors are looking for opportunities to diversify their portfolios, and Saudi Arabia and the region as a whole offers that unique opportunity in addition to the other factors that I mentioned. So we have been for some time now very positive about the country. We see the value that it has for investors around the world, and that's why we have been working very closely together with the authorities in the country over the last few years on the inclusion into the MSCI indices, and now separately on the assistance in developing the derivatives markets.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. فهد آل بريك مال. سؤال طال عمرك، كم شركة سيتم إدراجها في مؤشر MSCI؟ السؤال الثاني، هل هذه الشركات سيتم هل هذه الشركات ستكون ثابتة أم سيتم مراجعتها ما بين فترة وفترة؟ السلام عليكم.
السلام ورحمة الله. بخصوص الشركات، احنا الآن مع MSCI في طور تحديد عدد الشركات اللي راح تكون موجودة في هذا المؤشر، ويتم الإعلان عنها إن شاء الله قريبا. المؤشر سيطلق خلال الربع الرابع. اليوم احنا في الإجراءات النهائية لتحديد الآلية اللي سيتم إدخال فيها الشركات. بخصوص الشق الثاني من سؤالك، هل ستكون ثابتة أو متغيرة؟ برضه هذه في طور النقاش، لكن الأغلب أنها راح تكون شركة أو مؤشر ثابت، لكن سيتم الإعلان عن تفاصيله إن شاء الله في الربع الرابع.
أصيل.
السلام عليكم. أصيل بن طالب من أرقام. بما يختص بالشركات، هل هناك معايير ستستندون عليها في اختيار هذه الشركات؟ السؤال الآخر، من هو صانع السوق الذي سيعمل في سوق المشتقات العقود المستقبلية والعقود الآجلة وعقود الخيارات؟ السؤال الثالث، البعض يتحدث عن موضوع نسبة التذبذب اليومية للأسهم، هل ستراجع هذه النسبة؟ شكرا.
بخصوص هل في معايير لاختيار الشركات، أكيد هيكون في معايير سيتم الإعلان عنها قبل إطلاق المؤشر، وهي اللي ستحدد هذه الشركات. أما في خصوص وجود صانع سوق، السوق هذا ما يحتاج صانع سوق، هي عقود تتم بين المستثمرين البائع والمشتري. بس أبغى أكد على معلومة، إنه راح يطلق في المرحلة الأولى هي الاندكس فيوتشرز اللي هي عقود المؤشرات المتداولة العاجلة، والمرحلة الثانية سيطلق لاحقا عقود الخيارات وغيرها من المشتقات المالية. يمكن نبغى نركز اليوم فصيل على موضوع المشتقات، وبكون سعيد اني اتناقش معك في موضوع تذبذب سوق الاسهم او سوق الايكوتي. هذا سؤالك على الاسهم وليس
هنا مايك هنا اول واحد بالزاويه.
محمد الحيدر، جريدة الرياض. مهندس خالد، أي مدى أنتم متفائلون بأن هذا المؤشر سيكون إضافة قوية للسوق المالية وخاصة في جذب استثمارات دولية جديدة؟
بلا شك. يعني اليوم في عوامل أساسية يعني تعطينا الانطباع انه نكون مرتاحين ان السوق هذا المربوط بالمؤشر المشترك ما بيننا وبين شركه Msci. اولا المؤشر هو بالتعاون مع اكبر مطور مؤشرات دوليه في العالم، لديه قاعده كبيره من المستثمرين. اليوم عندنا مؤشرات موجوده اليوم مثل ما ذكر الاستاذ هنري، مؤشر Msci سعودي اندكس والنمو اللي فيه، مؤشر الاي تي افس للاي شيرز والنمو اللي فيه. ففي مؤشرات جيده جدا لنجاح هذا السوق بربطه بهذا المؤشر كاندكس فيوتشرز. طبعا السوق كسوق بشكل عام لن يكون محدد بهذا المؤشر. احنا نقول عندنا خطط كبيره لاطلاق منتجات او ادوات ماليه اكثر من الاندكس فيوتشرز او عقود المؤشرات المتداوله العاجله. فاليوم السوق السعودي كاكبر سوق في المنطقه، الاقتصاد السعودي كاكبر اقتصاد في المنطقه، كل المحفزات موجوده للسوق لنجاح هذا المنتج. مثل ما ذكر السيد هنري في إجابته السابقة، رؤية المستثمرين الأجانب للسوق السعودي في هذه المنطقة، احنا نطمح ان نكون احنا السوق الأول للمستثمرين الأجانب لما تتحول هالسيولة والاستثمار للمنطقة الشرق الأوسط والخليج، ونعتقد ان عندنا جميع المقومات لهذا ان شاء الله.
Good morning, sir. Msci, Bloomberg Television. Congratulations. This is Saudi Arabia certainly coming of age in derivatives. My question is around the risk of drawing liquidity away from the cash market towards the derivatives market. Are you concerned that that could be a risk in the launch of not the new index, but the futures and derivatives thereof?
Thank you for your question. I don't think we're introducing something new that will introduce a new risk to our market. This is a product that is available in many developed markets. It's a necessity for institutional investors as a tool for them to hedge. Our market liquidity is mainly driven by retail participation. And this type of products, you'll see heavy participation from the other side of the equation, which is the institutional side. So I don't think we would be very much concerned of the risk, but we are very optimistic about the diversification and the attractiveness of the market for the different type of investors that participate in our market.
Any other question?
Good morning, Andrew Torcher from Reuters. Could I ask for maybe a little more detail on the new stock index futures? Specifically, I just want to confirm it will be based on the new tradable index, the new MSCI tradable index, not any of the existing indexes. And secondly, will trading of the futures, will they be open to only to institutional investors or also to individual investors?
For the first part of your question, yes, the index futures will be based on this co-indices that will be launched in the Q4 this year, Msci Tadawul Index. With regard to who will be eligible to participate in the derivatives market, we are in the process of drafting the regulatory framework for that. Definitely institutional investors are the first comers to this market, but we will be in the drafting and the consultation of the rules, determining the other, if there is another qualification process for participation, it will be open for retail or not. So those will be coming out, say, in the Q1 of 2019.
Any other question? Sarah?
Assalamu alaikum, Sarah Al-Githami from Bloomberg News. Could you tell me more about the composition of this new index and what kind of derivatives contracts will be built on it? When will it start trading?
You want to take this?
Yeah, please do. So, as we indicated in our in the press release that you saw, the plan is to have this index be based on the MSCI Saudi Arabia index. Currently, that index has about 32 constituents in it, and therefore the plan is to have a level like that or maybe slightly below that, you know, in the new index. Again, all of this is not yet finalized. We are still in consultations with among ourselves, but also with the trading community, you know, on the exact composition. But it's very important that the plan is to link this index in some fashion to the global family of MSCI indices, because in addition to trying to draw interest and investors in the local market and in the GCC, the reason for our partnership is to be able to draw and attract the huge client base of MSCI all over the world. You know, I may want to indicate that there is about $14 trillion US dollars of assets that are benchmarked to all MSCI indices, of which about 2 trillion are benchmarked to the MSCI emerging market indices that obviously, as of next year, Saudi Arabia will be part of. So the idea, as I said in my opening remarks, is that this partnership is designed in a way that we together complement one another, that through the index composition and the index structure and the linkage to all of our indices, Tadawul has the opportunity to market the futures to all those that follow MSCI indices around the world, and that MSCI, through the creation of this index with Tadawul, is able to serve the hedging and trading needs of all investors, including domestic investors. So that's a very key component, because as I said at the beginning, creating an index by MSCI alone, that's what we do, you know, every day. Creating an index at Tadawul, they also know how to do that. But the fundamental reason for the partnership is because we want to complement one another in the strength of the two organizations for the benefit of the capital markets in the kingdom and the benefit of all investors, domestic and international.
Thank you very much for coming. That's the conclusion of our press conference today. Thank you.
Yes. I guess I missed something you said. You said something will be, thank you very much. I'll get back to that. You said something will be, I think, at least at the same level as the current situation. Was your last response?
Yeah. So
I didn't quite understand.
Yeah, what we're trying to do is take the MSCI into a currency, but into stocks, and derive or base this index on that. So therefore, it's likely to have a little bit fewer names, but not that many viewers.
So at this, I know you said nothing's finalized, but at this stage, well, it looks like it could be fewer than a bit fewer in the Saudi Arabia index. A little fewer. Okay. And
we haven't finalized it.
Sure.
Yeah, we haven't finalized it yet, but that's the plan. And the reason for that is a very important reason